guys, welcome back to my channel, Posh Cat Eyes Unfiltered. Today, I really don't know where to start with episode 18 of Married at First Sight. I am just trying to see if I can put my words and my thoughts together. So it's going to be a little bit of a drag with this commentary, but I will try and give it as much as I can. First things first though, welcome again to my channel, and a gentle reminder for those who do not know, and for those who know, again, it's a gentle reminder. Please do not forget to like and comment, as well as subscribe to this channel. Posh Farms, we are growing. And to my new subbies, thank you for coming on board. And to my existing subbies, Posh Farms, thank you for staying the course. Thank you. And now we get into tonight's episode of Married at First Sight commentary. Episode 18, kicks off from last night's commitment ceremony. Now, we know what Cheatgate has done the last week. It has been an earthquake that has just left a few aftershocks, guys. And these couples are sort of recovering from the devastating effect from the earthquake that was Cheatgate. We will get into the nuances or the nitty-gritty or what went down in episode 18. It packed the punch, okay? And I'm going to try and summarize it as best as I can. We begin with some of the couple waking up to some sort of zenning or namaste, as you would say, from the commitment ceremony that saw Adam and Janelle, leave us. And whilst we missed Bronte during the commitment ceremony, her husband showed up and showed out in the nastiest and meanest of ways. Some would say he was a bit cheeky. I would say poking fun at endometriosis is not, something to make fun of, or it's just a little bit annoying. But Bronte, she has drank the Kool-Aid. She's drank Harrison's Kool-Aid, and she is holding the banner, wearing it loud and proud that I am so Team Harrison. And she was so thankful of the fact that he represented her. And she was literally apologizing for giving him the burden of representing her. I don't know what's wrong with this girl. She is certainly playing the part she's giving. The acting is now way overboard. She is gone overboard with this one. Now, so tonight's episode, we're going to be focusing on a few of the couple, not all of them. So it is Meet the Parents and Friends week this week. Now, whilst the old couples or the veteran couples are moving on to challenge next, which is meeting the parents, for our newbie couples, however, they are undertaking a crash course. Like they are going to fast track their way through the experiment this week. So we're going to see them moving into the apartment, as well as get on to some of the challenges that took 5 weeks or 4 weeks for the other couples to get to. They are going to be literally doing it in 3 days, completing most of this task in 3 days. So we'll see how they go or how their challenge ended up ruining them, or should I say making their lives better? More like miserable. We're going to find that out tonight. First things first though. Cameras went in on Sandy. And Sandy is telling us that she has been intimate with Dan. And I did a double take, because this was a girl that last night on the hot seat, they were heading nowhere fast. Dan is like, we're not compatible. There is no sexual chemistry. And they have got nothing in sync. He goes and disappears for 6 hours and more. And she is left at home or in the apartment waiting on him to return. And she's telling us, we have been, and I'm like, did I miss something from last night's episode? What's going on here? Is she stupid? Hang on a minute. Maybe, just maybe, she thought that having sexual relations with Dan would make it better or will make him come around. Now, I don't know, has somebody not given her the book, the relationship book to read? That you cannot keep a man by how much bedmatics you know, or how much bedmatic skills you've got. You ain't keeping a man with that. I think she missed the memo. Oh, hang on. She really hasn't been in a relationship before. So, sorry, Sandy. This is 2023. That shit doesn't work anymore. Girl, keep up. Keep up. It doesn't work anymore. It doesn't hold water. Oh, damn. I don't feel bad for her. And you're gonna see why. Because she got the message pretty clear. And so, over now to Claire and Jessie. Now, Claire is still unpacking her remorse. Like, the tank is now full running over with the remorse and conscience and guilt. I'm just like, Claire, can we move on from this? You know what? You're the only one feeling this remorse right now. We've left. The train has left the station. What are you still remorseful about? Like, move on. It happened. You've apologized. Be done with it. And over to Jesse. Jesse is miserably packing his bag, preparing for the end of the week. I'm not even sure what he's got on his face, but this is just him trying to let off some steam and just decompress. Because according to him, he's not happy that he has to stay one more week, all thanks to Claire. And according to him, yes, Claire has apologized. He is just not at the pace where Claire is at. Like, they are trying to force him to accept the apology and move on and feel better. And he's not there yet. He needs to take his time to digest what has happened. But mate, you're in an experiment. There's no time. Your emotions are meant to be fast-tracked. Okay? Like, you're meant to fast-track how you're feeling. Nobody has time for you to dilly-dally, consider, we have a rethink. No! Just be done with it within 2 seconds and let's move on. Where are we heading? Are we heading the right way? Are we heading backwards? Are we heading straight left? You know what? Whichever it is, let's get on. Let's just get into it. No wasting, no mucking around. And Jesse doesn't realize that yet, but I think it's done on him that your emotions are fast-tracked. Whatever we do here is fast-tracked. This is not the real world. This is an experiment. So get it going. But he is here to give you one more week and see how it goes. Again, it's Meet the Parents Week. And true to form, we are meeting Lee, Claire's dad. He is such a lovely man. He was so lovely at the wedding. And so I was expecting nothing less. He seems to be so into Jesse. He loves Jesse. And so he feels invested in the relationship. And so when he walked in, and he was expecting to hear, oh my God, Claire is ready to move to pet. Oh, Dad, I'm so sorry, Lee. That isn't how fast this show works, okay? There has to be some few actions and some few things behind the scene, okay? And eventually, when they sat down to get together for the lunch and ask questions where they are at, he soon found out what his daughter did. And as soon as he found out, his face dropped. You could see he kind of just recoiled and was sort of disappointed in Claire. And I felt his emotion. He really wanted this to work. And he sort of apologized on behalf of his daughter from the way he spoke and encouraged Jesse, to, take his time, but also to have a rethink, reconsider, and see if they can move past it. And according to him, all relationships have got challenges, and, this is one of the challenges that they have to go through. Jesse's like, well, you guys are so fast-paced with your acceptance. Just allow me be angry for now. Acceptance is going to come. Forgiveness will eventually be the right one. But for now, I'm still angry. But he took it well. He held their hands, kind of just wished them well, and in the end, he left, making sure they were happy, or should I say, accepting of where they are at and the progress that is to come in their relationship, if they are both willing to give it a go, which is great, right? Yeah. And no sooner than this has happened, we're meeting Alicia's mom, who flew all the way from America. This is what producers are telling us. How true this is, yeah, I really don't know. But she apparently flew in from America, from Utah, to come support her daughter in the journey to find happily ever after. And this was a beautiful one, because as they sat down for lunch, Alice's mom, couldn't resist asking all the hard questions. And the most pungent one for her is the fact that, what does Duncan think, knowing that Alicia has got a child, And Duncan at first stuttered, but he composed himself and said his mates, that are his age mate, all have kids that are theirs and also not theirs. And he feels it's like the next progression for him in his life. And for him, he's not bothered, but he just wants Alicia to be okay with it. I was like, wow, Duncan, you just keep ticking all the right boxes. Like, I don't know, there has to be something, there has to be a but about you, because it's too good to be true. Okay, and I'll put it out there, it's just too good to be true. So let's just say Alicia's mom left feeling reassured and happy and content that her daughter is happy. And Alicia herself says she is smitten, totally head over heels for Duncan. I just wish them well. Seriously, like, they look good together. They seem to have the right motive coming on the show, and ultimately it's in their hands if it works. So before we get to Dan and Sandy, I want to touch base with the Newlyweds, which is Hugo and Taylor, as well as Rupert and Evelyn. Now, as you know, when the other couple started on the show, they had all of these challenges just to test in the experiment, to test their level of commitment, their level of readiness, their level of togetherness. And one of such challenge was the 5 or 3 seconds hug. Rupert and Evelyn seem to have gotten something from the experts from the commitment ceremony, and it is against this backdrop that they are coming into this week, despite not at the pace where the other couples are, but they are willing to give it a good hot go. And the 3 seconds hug was just the thing to get them started. Now, it started off awkward, but in the end, they got right down to it, and they both enjoyed themselves. Rupert seems really eager. He has now found his voice, at least, because from his personals, he was able to express himself better as compared to the previous episodes where I have been struggling to find exactly what is in Rupert's mind. He is happy that he's not the only one having feels for Evelyn, and that Evelyn finds him attractive, and knowing that he's going to put in the work and put in the effort to give the relationship a go. So 3 seconds hug went well. I can't wait to see what's more with this too. Now, Taylor and Hugo, on the other hand, they're struggling. I do not know if they're playing for the cameras or this is exactly who Taylor is. I just find it a little bit questionable because her actions are just, I feel like it's made for TV. Now, to start them off, the photo challenge was the first. They are obviously waking up from the disastrous commitment ceremony that they had, where Taylor is like, this is not what I ordered. I wanted a male-ordered man, and I got this. Hugo is still trying to come to terms with who he's partnered with. and he's willing to give it a go. He's willing to try. He's willing to put his foot forward. Taylor, on the other hand, is still, I really don't know where she's from. I don't know what planet she's from. But the photo challenge was a bit too much for them. Taylor went first, and her top pick was actually Hugo. No surprise, Cameron came second, Harrison third, and Duncan fourth. Which was really, for me, I didn't think she was going to do that, but she did. And it got to Hugo's turn, and Hugo placed her second last. Second last. And his reason for that is the way he's been treated, or her treatment towards him from the beginning. And he feels that that is exactly what she deserved. Taylor took it well to start, but we soon found out that she wasn't really pleased with coming second last. I can't. I think it was second last to Sandy, if I'm not mistaken now. And we saw her on the couch, nursing a toothache. I don't know if it was a toothache, real toothache, or a toothache that was rated from the fact that she was placed second last. And the conversation again soon became about the fact that she was placed second last. I don't know where these two are going to go on this experiment. It seemed like they are acting, and I'm going to treat it as such. They're good. They are amateur actors playing the part they've been given. At the moment, Hugo is now the villain, with Taylor being the victim with the photo challenge. How this progresses, we're going to find out. But let's just say these two are going nowhere fast. And now to Dan and Sandy. So it kicks off with a phone call ringing, or a phone just ringing out, and there was no response. And Sandy is over here crying, letting us know that after the intimacy, Dan checked out. Dan just checked out and shut down. And she feels Dan is not into her. Duh, he's made it clear. He's made it clear. I don't know how you're not picking up the signs, Sandy. As she got ready for meeting the friends or meeting the parents, she kept trying to reach him. He wasn't picking up his phone. And he's been gone for 6+ hours. He managed to show up just before the guests arrived. So I pretty much think he was hanging somewhere and was watching, or got a phone call from one of his guests that she was on her way, and then he decided to show up because there was just no explanation. He showed up and an argument soon ensued. She wanted to know where he went, and he was like, don't argue, don't ask me questions. You're questioning me. I haven't even gotten in. You're already trying to find out where I'm at. Like, we're already trying to get into a fight. I don't want to get into it with you. Let's just have the dinner going, or whatever, lunch or whatever they were doing. And in that frosty environment, the guest walked in. Sandy's sister walked in, and Georgia, Dan's friend, also walked in. Now, the mood and the vibe I got from Georgia is the fact that it appears Georgia is not seeing romantic feelings for Dan. Or these two have had an intimate history, and for some reason, they are settling on being friends. Because, I don't know, I just got a vibe. And the conversation was just awkward. Sandy's sister wanted to find out where Dan was at, to which Dan said, we're not compatible. She doesn't like to go to the beach because she's allergic to the beach, and I like to go to the beach. Now I want to have my me time. I expect her to have her me time. But at the same time, I want her to do what I like during her me time. It was confusing. I'm just telling you, it was confusing. And so I was like, why is this? There was so much anger, there was so much animosity coming from Dan towards Sandy. It didn't feel right. It felt like something was just something has happened behind the scene that we're unaware. And this is what they're using to play out. And that reminds me, the last couple of weeks, Sandy has been busy focusing on Claire and Jesse's situation. And that tells you she was so focused on other people's relationship, knowing that her relationship wasn't going anywhere. So the distraction was finding out about the kiss between Claire and Adam and less of her own situationship. So it became very clear that now that Claire has outed herself, Sandy has got nothing to fall back on but to actually face the music in her relationship. And now we are seeing the cracks. It's not just a crack. This is a big hole. It's a big hole. Yeah. No sooner had these guests, tried their best to see where they are at. They both, Georgia wanted, because it was so uncomfortable, it was so awkward, Georgia decided to take Dan out of the room onto the balcony. And Sandy was able to rub minds with her sister, and her sister like, this guy is just talking all over you, he talks too much, and he's just talking in circles, which was exactly what I got as well. And Sandy was like, yeah, this is what I've been going to. I've been working on eggshells because if I say anything, it rubs him the wrong way. And he's always disappearing. I want to focus on the relationship. He doesn't want to focus on the relationship. He seems to have other things, prioritizing other things other than the relationship. And we overhear Dan talking to Georgia, with Georgia sort of worshipping everything he said. And Dan admits there's no chemistry. I don't really like her. We're not compatible. We've got two different lifestyles. She's not active. What Dan is trying to say is she doesn't work out. She's let herself go. Why I like, girls that are very fit and they work out. That's what Dan is trying to say. But he didn't want to come out right to say so he doesn't look like a douchebag on TV. But I can say exactly what he was trying to say. He works out 20 hours a day out of the 24 hours we have in a day. He works out 20 hours of 20 hours in a day. And Sandy just sits and watches TV. He said that. I heard he say that. He said that. And I'm like, what is it to you? What's your business? Like, if she having her me time is doing that relaxing and your me time is pretty much physical fitness, it shouldn't be a bone of contention. Like, the fact that you guys are able to have that me time to do whatever you want should be pleasing to the both of you, not infuriate the other when one is choosing to do what they want to do in their me time. I really got confused. I got so confused. But one thing is very, very clear from Dan's body language, and that is the fact that he's done. I see him writing leave come the next commitment ceremony. And I am pretty sure Sandy should pack her bags and write leave and exit this show with dignity. All I can envisage is premium heartbreak. It's coming. It's so glaring. There's only so much, they can work at the relationship that is sort of non-existent at this point. It is non-existent. And this is where we end things. They both got to the point where they were arguing at each other's views. One wasn't trying to listen to the other. And they were pretty much trying to say the same thing. But Dan wasn't having it. he didn't want to listen. He felt Sandy was talking over him, and Sandy was trying to drive home her point because she's already feeling very vulnerable, and she's already feeling let down, and she's already feeling the self-esteem. And so it became a little bit hard for them to have the conversation. I guess we're going to find out what next with these two. From my point of view, from my vantage point, it is not looking good. It is not looking good. And that is where we ended tonight, guys. We're going to find out, or Meeting the Parents is going to be continuing with Leighton and Melinda, as well as Ollie and Tani. And also we have we have Lyndall and Cameron to also meet the parents. So it's looking interesting, and I can't wait to unpack how that Meets the Parents or Meet the Friends went out. We also have Bronte and Harrison as well. So there's a lot more to come on tonight's episode. That's episode 19, if I'm not mistaken. In the meantime, guys, I hope I've been able to put this all together and it made sense to you. If not, well, we're going to see in the next episode. There's just so much to go through. Until then, guys, stay safe, stay focused, and thank you for watching.